Hello everyone, this is Candy the 614 Stitcher, and today is Sunday, June the 22nd, 2025, and this is my Flosstube episode 145. I would like to say hello and welcome to any and all new subscribers. I thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to see if I can enable you with a project or two. And to my returning friends, thank you so very much for coming back each and every time that I do upload a video. It has been 3 weeks. Pardon me while I move my chair. But in that time, I've been very busy. I went to StitchCon weekend A. And as I always say, Miss Barbara knows how to throw a fabulous party. StitchCon was great. I lived in the moment and had a great time with my friends. I sat at the table with Pumpkin Creek Primitives, Bobby, Almond M&M's, Ymir, Lynn X Stitches Creates, Lynn, and Akio Whips, Kevin and Erica. And then we also had another table that had EJ of the Sunshine Stitchers, Janet Jabber, Janet, Count Twice, Stitch Once, which is Melina and Miss Connie, and then Miss Deb, South Florida Deb, who also records with the Sunshine Stitchers, and Athena of Stitching Goddess Design. So we had 2 tables. We had a fabulous time. If I can get some of the pictures out of our chat uploaded, I will put them in here. I'm not sure that I know how to do that though, but we had a fabulous time. Lots of good friendship and meeting new people and talking and seeing new designs that enabled me. So I lived in the moment though. Time is so precious to me right now. Whenever I do something out, I forget about taking pictures, and plus there's something going on with my phone where it won't allow me to take a whole lot of pictures. So I just lived in the moment, enjoyed being around my friends, and stitched. StitchCon is always a wonderful retreat. It is a large retreat, so there's around 300-ish people that attend StitchCon. So if you ever get a chance and want to be at a larger retreat, if it doesn't bother you to be, I know some people like smaller retreats that they get overwhelmed by large retreats, but StitchCon is very it's a good retreat, and I truly enjoy going to it every year. So you know, they'll be starting up the wait list again, I believe in September. So I will not be able to attend next year because of the Mediterranean cruise that I will be going on, but I do recommend you going to StitchCon if you feel the need to go to a larger retreat. It is really, really exciting. I always go to weekend A, but weekend B is also available, and they're both equally as good. So I will go over some of the things that some investments that I got at StitchCon, and some Stitchy kindness that they passed out at StitchCon. So you can stick around for the end for that if you would like. I also have been stitching for the past couple of weeks before StitchCon came. So this past week I did a lot of stitching. So I just have been trying to keep myself busy. I have a lot on my plate coming up soon, and I need to stay focused. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I have quite a bit to share with you since it's been 3 weeks. I'm really going to try to get back on a regular schedule. It always makes it so much more when I have these longer videos, when I wait so long in between videos. I had planned on doing a StitchCon recap I got home on Sunday, and I planned on doing it on Monday, but then I was just wiped out. Traveling wipes me out for some reason. I don't know what it is, but not sleeping in my same bed, not being in my own element. And then there's all of the hustle and bustle and noise and everything that I'm not used to. So it just wipes me out. And I literally was wiped out all day on Monday. So that's why it took me an extra week to come back to you. So I'm going to go ahead on and get started. I actually have 4, believe it or not, 4 starts. This year has been the year of the starts for me. Like every month I'm starting at least 1 to 2 projects. So my whip list is going to really be a lot next year when I compile my whip list. Matter of fact, I haven't even been able to keep up on my Notions app because I've been just like stitching and then adding in projects and all of that. So I'm gonna have to really have a a discerning eye next year when I start looking at what I would like to start. This year, I'm just starting all the things. Ooh, excuse me, I'm starting all the things, and it is crazy. I don't think I've had this many starts in a long time. So I have some starts, whips, and I actually have 2 finishes that I rang the bell for at StitchCon, which was super exciting. And I will be showing you those at the end. Okay, so let's get started with the starts. One of the first things I started with my friend Erica, and she is part of Akio Whips, and they are on Flosstube also, and it is Lucy Beam's Immortal. And she actually was starting it, and I jumped on the bandwagon with her. I am stitching this on a 40 count Verdal by Bestitch Me in the color of Frost. And here's my start. This is my first time stitching on Verdal, and I am loving it. So I am going to be trying to find even more. This is a hanging thread. So this is where I started at. This is the top of the border where the flowers are. And I chose my own colors. I am using Cottage Garden Threads Oregano for the green stems. I am using Black Raspberry Jam for the blue flowers. And for the words, I am using Color and Cotton Masquerade. So I didn't have what it was called for, so I just decided to choose my own. And that is where we stand. The Black Raspberry Jam actually has blue and purple mixed. And so, you know, I always like a purple flower. So it'll have a few purple stitches in that blue also. I started this project on the 12th of, which was Thursday. I started on Thursday while we were at StitchCon. So technically it's like a StitchCon start, but me and Erica was working on it together. So that was my first start, and that's Immortals. And right now I only have 53 stitches in it. My goal is to have 200 stitches in it. Okay. The second start that I had was the StitchCon chart for this year, and it is called, and I actually kitted this project up while I was there. They had it all together, and you can buy it either as a separate chart or as a kit, and I chose to get the kit, and it is called Kindred Friends, and the designer has been changed from Miss Sue Hillis. She has retired, and so Miss Cecilia Turner has taken over doing the cross-stitch chart for keepsakes for StitchCon. And so this is what this year's chart looks like. And there was a free border online this year. So they actually had like all of the charts that you would normally get in the passport book. They did away with the passport book and they put it all online now, and it's digital. It's all digital, which was phenomenal. So you can just download them at your leisure with the app that they have, which was phenomenal. So it was a great way to not use up so much paper, and because a lot of people probably didn't even use the passports. I don't know. I still have them from years past, but now that I'm getting more into digital stitching and stitching off my tablet, it'll be easier for me to just download a PDF and put it on my tablet. And so here are all of the colors. They kitted it up on these cute little floss tags. And they are all classic color works. And the fabric is a 32 count linen, and it's called by Needle Bling Designs, and it's called Cookie Dough. And you get 1/8 of a yard of that. And then here is the border. So the border is not shown on this paper chart here. You only get the border if you attended StitchCon. And now I don't know, yeah, it says that this is an exclusive design for keepsakes. So I don't know if and when she will be releasing this to the general public, and I don't know how they're going to do the border, you know, releasing it to the general public. But that is where I am now. I started this on Friday. Was it Friday? Where's my card? I started this on Saturday the 14th. I need to write my card out for that. And I thought I did write a card for it, but apparently I didn't. So I put in on this project, I put in 130 stitches on Thursday or Friday or Saturday. Saturday the 14th is when I started it. So that's when I put it in. And it's 1/8 of a yard of this cookie dough fabric. And I've never stitched on it before, but it is lovely. And because of the way that I positioned it, I'm hoping that I'll actually have a little bit more, which I doubt it. If I had brought it up some more, I probably would have, but because it's all going to fit inside this border, this whole chart here. So I'm looking for a card. I don't have one. Okay, that's okay. I'll remember. So that was my kitted up project. You know, I have stated that when I go to a retreat, I'm going to be trying to kit up a project for that retreat, and this was that project for me. And it made it so easy. They just had it all right there together. It was so easy. Okay. I also used that Kindred, it's called Kindred Friends, and I used it for the magazine monthly cross stitch challenge as the S for sweet, and that was a StitchCon start. I made a couple of changes. Once I saw what the chart was, I was going to start Doodles Summer, but once I've seen the StitchCon chart, I could use that for StitchCon start. So that's what I did. The next chart that I started, and I'll have to put a picture up here, is this Juneteenth day, and I started it on June the 19th for Juneteenth celebration. And this is by Shaded Stitchery. I am using a 32 count treasure map and the called for DMC, and I added 334 stitches, which is the top border. I have not been out to get copies made of these charts yet, but that is the top border, and it'll go all the way across. Now this is on a big piece of fabric, so I don't know how big it's actually going to be, but and I'm grateful to finally start this project. I bought this project last year on Juneteenth and did not start it. So this year I was bound and determined to start a Juneteenth project, and that is where it is. Shaded Stitchery is on Gumroads. You can also contact your local LNS, and she will sell to LNSs now also. So you can get it one of two ways. And thank you, Nuri, for always putting great projects out that are for our heritage. So that was this Juneteenth day. And then the next day was the 20th, which was the first day of summer. And for that, I started, you know, I've been working on Carolyn Manning's, and here's a picture of that chart. I've been working on Carolyn Manning's Color of the Seasons, and this season, of course, is summer, and so I started that. I'm stitching this on an 18 count boot camp by Be Stitch Me, and I'm using the called for DMC colors, and here is where I am with that. And I added 253 stitches for this. Now this project will become my daily stitch, where I'll put in 100 stitches every day. It also counts as the S for the sweet. It's the second S in the word sweets. So this will be my daily stitch from now until the end of the season, with the hopes of getting it done by before the autumn season starts. And here are all, this one is probably, you know, it's hard to say, but I love bright colors, and this one has all of the brights colors. All jewel tones, rainbowy looking. It is beautiful, and I love it. So I'm looking forward to working on this every day. For the season of summer. Okay, so those were all 4 of my starts for this time period. Again, it's been 3 weeks since I've uploaded a Flosstube, so, but I did all these starts within the last week. from StitchCon to yesterday. I had all these starts. So for my Whippagories, I have, what I worked on was for the geometric, right, for geometric for Whippagories. Whippagories is the brainchild of Sammy J here on Flosstube and Instagram. And every month she puts out 5 categories or Whippagories. I have been following her doing this for a couple of years now. And I really like it. It gives me a chance to touch some different whips rather than just 5 or 6 whips a day, a week, a month. Ooh, my head is spinning. Okay, so here's a picture of what the chart looks like. And then here is a picture of where I was when I last shared it with you back in May. Or, yeah, I don't think I shared it with you in May because this is the winter one. And I want to try to get it finished before winter comes back around. I added 1,963 stitches to this. This has been my everyday project for the month so far. I started on June 1st, and this has been my daily project. Every day, I put in at least 100 stitches. And if I miss a day, I actually put in 200 stitches the next day. So like today, I won't be able to work on, I don't think I'll be able to work on summer. So tomorrow, I'll have to put in 200 stitches. I have to do the work every, you know, I can't fall behind. Because my plan is to get it done within the season. Now, I started the winter one a little later in the winter, and that's why it is not completed yet, but I can finish it in December if necessary. But I'm also adding it to my acrostics when I can, so that I can get it finished before then, hopefully. So there is Winter, Colors of the Season, Winter by Carolyn Manning. I'm stitching this on an 18 count gray using 1 strand over 1 thread over 1/8 thread, 1/8 square. I'm having a moment, and I truly really enjoy this project. Carolyn Manning projects are so therapeutic to me. I don't have to think. I can put in triangles and then put in diamonds and then put in triangles and then put in diamonds. And it actually doesn't take as long. Once you get a rhythm down, you can just fly through it. And I have actually quite a few of her projects on the go. So once I get these 4 projects going, then I'll, once I get these 4 done, then I'm going to take a break on starting a new Carolyn Manning, because I have 3 others also on the go. So that was winter, and I put in 1,963 stitches in that so far this month. I am done with it for this month, so you won't see it again until it gets called for a W or something like that. The next Whippagory category is Sal, and for me, Sal is Put a Bird on It by Modern Folk Embroidery. And if I have a beginning picture, here it is here. For some reason, I was not that good about taking pictures this month. I don't know what the problem was, but... And here is where I am now. So I have it perfectly positioned in my nerge hoop, and so I'm leaving it in the nerge. But as you can see, I have been steadily working on Big Blue. I have added 957 stitches to this project since you saw it last. I still have 143 stitches to put in. My monthly goal on this is to add 1,100 stitches. So I still need, by the end of the month, I still have 143 stitches to put in. So I have added this motif. I believe I added all of this. I've come over and added this. So this right here still needs to go. And then I need to still add this quarter up here. So it repeats all the way around the 4 quarters. I was really hoping to get Big Blue finished this month. However, as long as I stay on track with my 1,100 stitches, I'll still be able to finish in time, on schedule in December. So I'm going to just keep plugging away. I'm not going to, you know, beat myself up. I have really hoped that I would get Big Blue completely finished. And there are still days in the month. My 1,100 stitch goal is, you know, just a goal for the month. I could go over that goal if I have extra time in the month. So we'll see. This is one of the projects when I have extra time in the month that I can pick up and go back to, even if I meet the stitch goals for it. Because I believe I did that last year. I am stitching, put a bird on it, on 46 count oyster shell, and by Fox and Rabbit, and I am using Lacis. Somebody told me how to pronounce it, and now I've forgotten. And it is cottage garden thread that goes from dark to light, back to dark again, and I love it. We took a picture of our Put a Bird on It sale at StitchCon. There were probably 8 or 9, maybe 10 of us that brought our Put a Bird on It sale with us. And it was great to see so many different variations of it. Okay. So that was really good. Somebody's cooking popcorn in the building. The next Whippagory, the next category for Whippagories is large, and my large is right here. Self-love, aka Damn I'm Beautiful. And if I have a picture of it, here is where it was when I last shared it with you. And here is where I am now. So I had all of the words in. I put in these 2 new crowns. And I am doing the crowns gold and silver. And then I started the motif that runs through the middle. This is being stitched on a 40, this is not 46 count. Maybe it is. 46 count, maybe it is. Okay. A 46 count. I don't know why this would be a 46 count though, but I need to check that. My notes say a 46 count Roxy Floss Code Cloud Break, which, and then I am using Silks for You 4 Seasons pack that was gifted to me. So there is where it is now. I still need to add, actually, no, I still need to add, this is also my Whip Go project for this month. So I still need to add 266 more stitches because I'm double dipping. for Whip and Go. So I'll be working on that this week. I need to get some pictures printed of all of this stuff. Okay. And the last category is holiday. And my holiday is Christmas Sentiments by Stony Creek. And if I have a picture, here's where it was when I last shared it with you. Oh, and I apologize. Someone asked me what the fabric was that I was using for this, and it is Color and Cotton Harvest Moon 28 count. And I'm using the 28 count because of the beads. So here is where it is now. I put in that second bird, and I put in all the red stitches. I also put in the snowflakes up here, and I think a couple of them down here also. So when I pick this up again, which this is on my year of whips, but I don't know that it's going to get finished. When I pick this up again, I can start on the middle, which is more like a poinsettia tree. And then I can put in, once it's all completed, there's back stitching for the birds. There's back stitching where the birds are adding string or something to the tree. And then there are also beads that go in each one of the tree, and yeah, with the red. It's hard to explain, but anyway. So there will be beads, 2 beads put in each one of these parts. So I'm stitching this on a 28 count Harvest Moon, which I love this fabric color. I need to see about getting some more Harvest Moon. And then I am using my own color conversion of Classic Color Works. I chose colors that matched. For the white, I'm using Sulky White because it just has 1 thread. And then for the red, I'm using Classic Color Works Cupid. And for one of the greens, I am using Steamed Broccoli. And for the other green, I am using Ivy by Weeks Dye Works, which I need to pick up some more of that because I'm out of it. So that's where I stand on that. I added 2, let me see. For Whippagories, my stitch count is 200 stitches a month, and so I added 242 stitches for that, so it is completed for the month. And if I want to get it done in time enough for it just went right out of my head. If I want to get it finished for Melanie Watkins, it is called. I know y'all are all yelling it at me because I just said it. Okay, anyway, I need to get more activity on that if I'm going to finish it by December the 18th, which is when the deadline is. But look, I can't even think of what the name of it is now. My brain is just like mush, 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 mush. Okay. It's the heat. It's 90 some degrees down here. Like, it feels like 99 degrees outside, but Year of Whips. So if I want to get this finished for Year of Whips, see, I knew it would come all back around. if I want to get this finished for Year of Whips, I need to put it in more often. But I've finished 5 of my Year of Whips so far, which Year of Whips is the brainchild of Melanie Watkins, Soulful Stitcher. It will open back up in December. It is a closed group right now, but it will open back up in December. And I have already finished 5 projects out of 10. So, you know, I've met the requirement already so far. But I would really like to get more of my Year of Whip finishes completed. So for Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge, the theme is Candy Shop, and I have not worked on a theme project yet, and I need to do that because I need to put 200 stitches in that. And that is my candy cane shoe. And to be honest with you, I don't know that I'm going to get to that because I have bigger fish to fry. Being my Whip Go. Like Whip Go and Put a Bird on It are my top 2 priorities for this upcoming week. So anyway, for Magazine Monthly Suite, the S was seasoned of, no, the S was, well, shoot. Oh, the Kindred Friends. Kindred Friends, which was the first S, and that was for StitchCon Start. So I've already shown that. The W is We Won Christmas Bird, and that is also by Heart and Hand. This has been the year of the Heart and Hand starts. I love Miss Cecilia, so I'm more than happy to start her projects. So We Won Quilting Bird, Christmas Bird. I finished the Quilting Bird already. And here's a picture of where it was when I last shared it with you. And here's where it is now. I'm stitching this on a 28 count scrap from my stash. I don't know what the name of it is. If I had to guess, I would guess it is a Color and Cotton. It's either a Color and Cotton or a Be Stitch Me fabric. But here is where I am now. I have added 332 stitches to this project. So I added his entire body, another part of his leg, his head, and this is his cap. And that is where we are now with it. I am hoping that these will be able to be stand-ups when I get them finished. But there's where we are right now with it. It is going away for a little while because I did the whole, I don't know why I was thinking, I did a lot of Christmas in June instead of Christmas in July. So I don't know if I'm going to have a Christmas in July, but we'll see. I don't think that I am going to do Christmas in July, but I don't have a lot of Christmas. Well, I probably do if I looked. I don't know. Anyway, for the first E in Suite, it is Equality. And my Equality stands for Love is Love. And that is by Jan Hicks Creates. And again, I don't believe that I have a picture of this, but if I do, here's where it would be. I'm almost positive because I was at StitchCon when I worked on this, and I don't know what happened, but I didn't take very many pictures. I didn't take any starting photos of my stuff, which is unusual for me. But here is where I am now. So I put in the O, V, and E. I already had this part right here, and then I brought the purple down. I put in 117 stitches, so I still need 83 stitches to finish my monthly on this. I am stitching this on a 40 count 10 Smith by Color and Cotton, and I'm using the DMC called for this project. This is my Pride Month stitch, and so I stitched on this on Saturday. Saturday the 14th was the Columbus Pride March, and so I stitched it in solidarity with Pride, the Pride March in Columbus, Ohio. So that is where we are, and when I work on it again, I'll just bring this purple down a little bit more. And maybe bring this black over a little bit more also. So that is that. I started this last year at StitchCon. So it's good to work on it and get some more progress in. I need to work on it some more. And not just during Pride Month, because as you know, my son is gay, and then I also have a transgender son, and so I live Pride and all of the things every day of my life, and so that means a lot to me in support of my children. The next E stands for Christmas Etchings, and that is also by Heart and Hand, and I started that earlier this year. And if I have a picture of it, here's where it would be. This week I'm going to be really good about getting my pictures for sure. And this is, I am working on the bell. And here is where it is now. So I added 141 stitches to this. I still need 51 stitches. And I literally put in, I believe, all of this line and here. This, I actually had thought about restarting this, because when I look at the chart is totally different than what my stitching is. I am using 2 out of the 3 called for colors. However, the gray to blue, which is one of the classic color works, is significantly different. It literally goes gray, 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 a little blue, gray, 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 gray. And so I was thinking that I was going to restart it, but my friends, I contacted my friends, and we decided that by committee, it'll look okay. Just keep trying to stitch it in the order in which it is, so that, you know, it doesn't become too stripy. So see how all of this is one shade and this is one shade. Then just do the same thing with the other, because it's this color here, which is Chesapeake Bay, that is throwing it off for me. But I'm going to hang in there with it. I am stitching this on a 36 count from my stash. And again, I am using the called for over dyes, which are classic color works, and 1 DMC. So that is where I am with that. And then for the T, I have turtles all the way down. And oh, that's what this looks like. It's ink circles. I started it in 2024 for Carolyn Zook's birthday. And here's a picture of where it was when I last shared it with you. And here is where I am now. So I finished a second turtle on this. I am stitching this on a 27 count celery banding, and I am using various DMC colors. I'm using all the called for DMC colors on this. It was a gift. It was a birthday gift to me from Carolyn, and I started it on her birthday. And that is where we are. So I have 2 turtles on there now. And I'll just have to keep going down the, you know, it's long. So I added 353 stitches to that to start and complete that turtle. So that was great. I already shared with you. So now I'm going to move into my Whip Go projects. And for my number 23, S was my number for Whip Go. And that is Self-Love. Damn, I'm Beautiful. And I already shared that with you. So I still need to put in 266 stitches for my 500 for that. And then for the 21 is the letter W, and my letter W is Winter Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. And that is what this looks like. And here's a picture of where it was when I last shared it with you. And here is where it is now. So I am stitching this over 1 on 28 count using 1 thread. I added the outline of this star here and this. I added the leaves and the other blue, this blue here, and I believe I added this also. I put in 341 stitches on this, so I still have 159 stitches to go. But this project is slow going, and I also put in the rest of the border down at the bottom. So the border is completely done now, and all I have is the inside. I'm stitching this again on a 28 count Rogue Stitching Winter Creek, and I did a color conversion for this project using overdyed threads. So those are all of my whips and my starts and my whips. And now I would like to share with you my 2 finishes that I finished at StitchCon. I got to ring the bell. I rang the bell on Sunday right before I left to go to the airport. However, I had these finished long before that. I don't know what I was waiting for, but it doesn't matter. As long as I got to ring the bell. So the first one that I finished was for my son's birthday, Gemini, and it is all beaded. Oh yeah, you can see the beads now. I put in all the beads at StitchCon. I did all the beading, which was, you know, relaxing, kind of, sort of, a little bit. but it sparkles a lot in person. And so he's going to love it. I need to fully finish it, but again, I won't be sending it to him right away. He's in the midst of moving, and so I don't want him to have to worry about keeping track of this. And the second finish that I had, well, I actually finished the Gemini second, and then I finished City Sidewalks by Glendon Place. I put in all the beads on the tree and here on the windowsill. And then I finished it off by putting the snow on the ground. And I'm going to see if I can have this finished into a stand-up. They show it as a pillow, but I would rather have it as a stand-up, I think. It might be pretty big for a stand-up, though. I don't know. I stitched this on a 28 count Frost by Bestitch Me, and it is a Lugana. So I really enjoyed stitching this. It's a shame that it took me so long, but you know, I need to look at this because now that I look at this, it may not be finished. Because this building right here should probably have snow on it, I would think. Now I need to look at that and see. Maybe it's not a finish after all. It will be by the end of the month, though. Let me tell you that. Now I need to look at that chart that I didn't already gotten rid of, but I'll find it. Okay, so it might not be a finish after all, but we'll see. You'll know the next time I record whether or not it was truly a finish. How about that? Oh, now I feel bad. Okay, so those were my two finishes. So my plans for this time are to just work the rest of my acrostics to finish my 200 stitches for Magazine Monthly, and I still need to put in 200 stitches on the candy cane shoe. So I need to work on that also in the next week and a half. I have a week and a day, and I have a lot to do in a week and a day. So we'll see. Investments. So I had a friend. Okay, so the first investment was I went to StitchCon and they gave out these bags, and it's actually a cooler bag. The theme for StitchCon this year was follow me to StitchCon or travel to StitchCon. So it's a nice bag. It'll really come in handy when I go to the beach. I can put cool, you know, soda or water in it, and it'll be a nice bag to carry to the beach or wherever you need to carry cold things. It is a thermal bag. It does have a back. It is also a backpack. It also has a carrying strap on it. So it's very, very nice. They have really upped their game. Every year they come out with a new bag, and it is absolutely wonderful. So I really appreciate those bags. The next thing, I got a whole bag here full of things that I purchased. Or that was given to me. This was not given to me at StitchCon, but my friend sent it to me. We are going to be starting, her name is Snickerdoodle Stitch, and she made me a project bag with all these cute little turtles on it. And the inside, it is a great bag, Kathleen. Thank you so very much. And there's the inside, the turtles on the inside. And she also dyed this fabric. We are going to be starting High Tide. Well, she might already be starting it. I won't be able to start it until I get back to Columbus because it's in Columbus. So this is High Tide. This fabric is for High Tide, which is by Rosewood Manor. And she dyed this fabric and sent it to me. And I am so thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. God has really blessed me with good people and good friends in the stitching community. So the other, one of the other StitchCon items that was given was this phone holder, which is a great gift also. And it, I'm trying to think how this works now. Somebody showed it to me. Anyway, it's a phone holder, and you, it can swivel, and then you bring this little thing up, and I don't know. I'll figure it out though. I got the box so I can figure it out. But it is really, really nice. It's a phone holder. And I'm wondering if it's big enough. I don't know if it's big enough to hold my tablet, but it's nice, heavy duty. Yeah, it shows how to do it right there. So I'll have to figure that out. One of my table mates at the other table, Miss Deb, South Florida Deb, gave us all these little strawberries, and they had strawberry candies with them, and a nice strawberry box that I had to break down in order to fly it back home. So thank you, Miss Deb. It's a little pin cushion. I'm probably not going to go through everything. I picked up a 40 count Verdal by Bestitch Me, and it's called Sugar Cream Pie, and it's white but it's not like a bright white. So that'll be nice to use for something. Then a wonderful friend purchased a piece of fabric for me, and it is a 40 count Verdal by Grace Notes Fabric, and it's called The Duke and I. And thank you so very much for your generosity. Then I picked up a 36 count, it doesn't say. It doesn't say what it is. It's a 36 count Hera by Atomic Ranch, but I don't know if it's a Jobelin or a Jobelin or it's even though. It's an even weave. So it's not a linen, so it must be a Jobelin. Or no, Lugana. I remember now having this discussion with EJ. It's a Lugana, 36 count Lugana. Lynn X Stitches Creates gave us these little bags, and it had Advil, Tic Tacs, all kinds of little gifty things inside. A little pair of scissors, which I always need these. I travel with those. When I'm on the plane stitching, that's what I have in my travel bag. Erica and Kevin of Akio Whips gave us this, gave us some planner cards, a little traveling case. He also made he 3D printed these needle minders and these sponge cups. Like, it was so much stuff. I picked up from the annex these 2 charts by Heart and Hand, imprints Stitcher and Maker. And then I also picked up the frills for the shepherds for the nativity, and I have that in here. So I have nativity in here somewhere. Like, there's just so much. Kevin also made us all coasters with Akio Whip on it. I'm actually using these now. EJ passed out suckers and Sunshine Stitcher. And what else is in here? There's something else in here. Oh, a little, it's a pin. Like, I can't get it open. Okay. Yeah. It's a little pin, which is super cute. I picked up in the annex boomerang stitches pattern called My Flowers. It is a geometric, and I love it. So I picked that up in the annex. Miss Connie passed out. She made these for everyone. They're little pin keeps, or needle keeps. They're needle books. She made one for each of us. And they have little pockets on the back, so you can put, like, I could literally take this and put a little pair of those scissors in, and this could go on the plane with me, and, you know, I wouldn't have to worry. I could load the needles up if I want to, because I actually do that. I load needles up, and then I can stitch on my mill heel while I'm on the plane. So that will come in handy. For StitchCon, they also gave us all a thread holder. I got stickers. The ladies from Boomerang Stitches came around and passed out. Well, this says Hathaway Stitchers. But this is Silks for You that they passed out to everyone. These are their favorite colors of, and they also have a pattern that you can use with it. A really nice lady walked up and handed me a sewing kit, which will come in handy. And what else did I get? Plenty of stickers. I was trying to make sure. How did I get? I don't know how I got 2 of those, but those missing stitches passed around. A fat 1/8 of a yard of, this is 20 count even weave, and it's called Sassy Sophia, and of course it's purple. I bought some Ada for a dragon that I'm getting ready to start. It was so much fun. I didn't really get up and move around as much as I normally do in the past. I don't even know, like, what happened to my frills. Like, I bought Nativity Tiny Town. Oh, here it is. I bought a Nativity Tiny Town, and then I bought Nativity Tiny Town, and then I bought the Shepherds, and I also have the Wise Men. I don't know where they are, where the Wise Men have disappeared to. Where the Wise Men have disappeared to, but I have the Shepherds and the Wise Men. So I need to get started on this. This will probably be a start next month, maybe. I don't know that I would be able to get this done in time enough for Christmas, but it would be great. And then I bought a new ink circles, and it is called Cinnamon and Honey. And I had not seen this before. It is actually new this year, so I don't know if it came out at market or what, but it's 97 by 97. And it calls for Gentle Arts, but I'll be using a DMC. Because I don't have Gentle Arts. This lady, Lisa Lyons, made everyone there an acorn. Isn't that cute? Everyone there got an acorn. They actually had lots of StitchCon stickers about this way to StitchCon and cross-stitching ahead, and I got some Pride stickers. I also was able to pick up the Night Garden palette. I have a couple of these charts and I could not find the palette for them, so they had them, so I picked them up. And these are Threadworks. So I was able to pick those up. And I need to find another pattern. I'm actually looking for a specific pattern to stitch with those. So just a lot of different gifts given out, passed out. It was really a great time. Lots of interaction with my friends, which I really needed. And I enjoyed myself immensely. So again, if you get the chance to go to a retreat, please take the chance. Even if it means you gotta breathe, take a lot of deep breaths and breathe through it. You will find somebody there that you connect to, and it will be great. With that being said, I am going to say thank you so very much for tuning in again. Hopefully it will not be 3 weeks again. I know it won't be because I need to make sure I get my June wrapped up fairly quickly. But with that being said, take care. Make sure you stay hydrated. Check on your elders during this heat wave. From what I'm seeing, it's all across the country. So make sure you check on your elders and your pets. And I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.